back in Canada. I just need to cross this tiny little bridge. Oh, look at this guy. Buddy, you're facing in the wrong direction. What's wrong with you? See, I hate these machines. I hate these machines because I cannot move them with my trailer. So they're removing the pavement. So yeah, all in all, it was a pretty good trip. Didn't take me that long to get back from Texas, except I was stuck at where? Illinois. I stopped on Friday because I didn't have my Indiana permit, and so I spent the weekend in Effingham, Illinois, right? And then Monday morning, probably within the first hour, all my permits were issued: Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Michigan. And they sent me through some detours in Ohio. There was one quick detour in Michigan, around Flint. As usual, they still have construction over there, so they always send me on I-75 north, and then 475 south back to 69, because there's a construction over there. And so now I did my paperwork. I spent the night in Perry, Michigan, Road Oasis, a little nice truck stop, and did my border crossing paperwork. Did my border crossing paperwork this morning. It's all ready now. ACI manifest, and I sent the stuff to the broker, and then I did my part on the Border Connect website. So everything is cool. I got the green light. And just for once, I remembered to take the money out of the bank machine, because they only take cash at the bridge, $3.25 US per axle. And so that's what I just did, and now we're coming to customs. And a pleasant surprise, never had this before. I moved my car and I saw right away that it was tire was flat. And oh, I see a nail right there, so I hit a nail, and the pressure is 6 psi, 6. And so I call tire place. I say, is it okay to drive 6 psi? I'm 2 kilometers away. They said no, we do not recommend it. I said, really? They say, yep. Perfect. So now we're doing this exciting movie. I never did it myself, you know. I don't even know if I have a Where's my, you know, the wrench? Tire iron. I don't see it. This is just a jack, right? Yeah, I was looking for the wrench. Had to read the book. Turns out the wrench was inside over here, you know. All right. Loosen half, what they said, loosen by, what did it say here? Loosen each wheel lug nut 1/2 turn counterclockwise, but do not remove them until the wheel is raised off the ground. All right. Jesus. What did they use? Now, actually it even has pictures over here. So it says reverse, put your in reverse, do not go under. I'm not sure what that means. Spray. But there should be a position somewhere right under, in front of the rear tire. So this is the cheapest option. So the guy said, yeah, I called Cal Tire. The guy says, for us to go out there, it'll be, I forgot what he said, $90 or something. I think it's somewhere. Okay, I have to double check the location, otherwise I can damage the bottom of the car. I remembered. And while I'm doing this, I'll tell you guys a little bit about my next load. A guy called me because I posted my truck as available near Ottawa. The Lansta guy called me, says, oh, I got a 10-ton truck that needs to go to Texas. I said, Jesus, I just came from there. And he asked me how much I want, and it's 2,000 miles. You know, it's a legal size, legal dimensions, and it's not that heavy, right? It's just like a regular truck, except for some reason they cannot drive it on the road. And so he says, and I said, well, first of all, what's the clearance of this thing? Like, will it fit on my drop side rail? And the guy did not know, so that's one possibility. So I might go right back to Texas. And another possibility was to take a big crane into Michigan, but the guy was too cheap, was arguing with me, oh, you want too much, and it was like 87,000 pounds, you know. And I say, it's 87,000. You need a, you know, heavy truck like mine. And it was 270 miles. I gave him a quote because I'm done doing cheap stuff, you know. And the guy emails me back. He says, we can do this much, just a little bit lower. So okay, said that's fine, let's do that. But then I woke up this morning and I just really was not happy, because he was saying that, oh, it's only 2 permits and it's 270 miles and it's a 7-axle load. And I look at the weight, 87,000 pounds. How is that a 7-axle load? Well, if you have like a small truck, then yeah, it's a 7-axle load. But on my truck, I would need to use all 8 axles, you know. And I just emailed him. I said, I'm sorry, like, I could feel that this guy was super cheap, you know. He was arguing with me, and I don't want to deal with people like that, you know. And so I said, I'm not gonna do it. And that's the beauty of working for yourself, you know. If you don't like somebody, you don't want to work with that guy, you don't work with that guy. Nobody's gonna call me and say, hey, what are you doing? We found you a load. You don't like it? Go home. Yeah, I don't like it, and I'm not gonna go home. And I talked to a guy today who's getting a flat deck, like the same trailer, only flat deck. The guy I talked to like 2 weeks ago. Oh, that's how you can do it. Oh, beautiful. And I said, so what about the trade-in? I'll give you this trailer, you give me a new one. And he says he cannot get a quote, like nobody's interested, you know. So he does not know how much money. Yeah, see, I think that's what caused this. Now all this is gonna be inside my this is quite a tire, you know. I love these tires. I'm just trying to clean this up a little bit. Okay, the nail was where? Over here. And so he cannot give me a quote. He says, your best bet, if you want to change it, your best bet is to find the buyer yourself. And then I said, wait a second, then why do I need you, you know? Well, you find a buyer, then we can help you. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you will, right? You'll probably charge me a fee, you know? So I don't know what's gonna happen. I like this trailer, but I'd be happier if I had a flat deck. Just a bit more opportunities, you know. Not always, but sometimes. But this one is super great for big loads. And I remember with the Hora, kind of like you see the ramp, because it's so low, right? The whole trailer is very low, and the angle is very shallow, and so when you load or unload machinery, it's you don't look at 45-degree angle like at the sky, you know, how I used to with Kaufman. All I need is just to reach the tire shop, right? A lot of people don't know how to do this, and then they sit on the side of the road for 2 hours waiting for a tow truck, you know. Like I do it maybe once like every 5 years, you know. Fortunately these flat tires don't happen that often, but if you forget how to do it, just, you know, look at the manual, right? Tire change procedure. It tells you where your jack is, tells you how to get out the wrench, where to put the jack. There's a specific spot. And that's it. Done deal. Why are they moving? Well, this should be okay. This should be enough to get me to the tire shop. This one was somewhere there inside. The manual said the manual says it's gonna keep blinking. Okay, it still says 37, 35, 37, 6, and there's that sign. Yeah, like the warning sign. Beautiful. Captain Sergei fixed his car. Otherwise, the guy says waiting time is 2 hours. Waiting time is 2 hours for them to send it here, and then it's like 90 bucks. So this way, I know they probably they won't charge me to fix the flat, but they will charge me to, if I don't want to do it myself, they will charge me to replace the tire. Too busy, and I don't have to wait 3 hours, you know. I'll check out that cute logo over there, Case Construction. I didn't see it before. Eagle. Okay, so my little respite is over. I'm back to my parking lot, and so yeah, they didn't fix my tire. I left them my tire. Now I'm driving on the spare, and so I dropped off the tire, the Kel tire, and they're gonna call me when it's ready. Okay. But because I was away for 2 weeks, there was like a bunch of packages in my mailbox. I got a letter from that got me worried, you know, like when you see something like this: Department of Public Safety, motor carrier compliance. I'm like, what, did I get a fine somewhere in Georgia? It says Atlanta, Georgia. And then I look at the letter, and it's all filled out in my own handwriting, and this little sticker, Georgia, and this is my flashing light beacon, rooftop beacon permit. So I don't know when it came. Entered May 29th, and now today is June 18th. So I got this, and also I forgot this. I bought 3 buckets of this beautiful tea. I love this tea, you know, it's green tea with jasmine, and I was looking for it all over the truck. I bought 3 of these, and they're like 10 bucks each, you know. And turns out I left them on the trunk of my car, so now I made sure I take them with me. Okay, we also got some snacks, 0 carbs, and what else? Oh, and I picked up, yeah, I got this little bracelet that I bought on Amazon. Love this thing. And I picked up my new power supply, and this is the old one. So nothing is wrong with this thing, right? Like, this is very thick, as you can see. But actually in my previous one over here, if you grab it like this, it'll start breaking over here. Like, very poor quality, you know. Or over here it starts breaking. So basically, if you have something like this, make sure you always grab the actual plug, you know, never pull it by the wire. And the same here, always put your fingers like this, you know. So that was my first one, had this problem. But most importantly, look how it's designed, right? Looks cute, but the cable is, I don't know, 3 millimeters thick, and it sits like this, like it plugs in the middle, right? And then they made, I think it's on purpose. Somebody paid a lot of money to put this into this, because you have to replace this every 3 months, because these teeth are super sharp, and so this always rubs against it. And I don't know if you can see it, but you see the white spot over here on the cable? That's it, it's broken, okay? Because it keeps rubbing, and that's why I was having issues with my laptop. And so basically I'm gonna take on the new one, which is exactly like this, so it's gonna exhibit the same symptoms 3 months, 2 months down the road. So I'm gonna put a piece of tape in here, and then maybe, you know, tape it like this. But no, I probably just put it like this, I don't know. But I think it's a good idea to secure this so that it doesn't rub like this, you know, just secure it like this with a tape, and then reinforce this part. But like, very, very poor design, you know. So like I said, I replaced it once. So the first one came with the laptop, right? The second one I paid, what, 130 bucks Canadian, so $100 US. And now I bought the third one, you know. This is no good, Dell. Come on, find a decent supplier, you know. And this brick, you should never make this cable come out like this and then put it between this super sharp teeth. Like, what kind of, you know, design is this? Like, who does it like this? And the thing is, once it breaks like this, I went to a couple of shops and I said, can you guys fix this? They said no, because this thing does not unplug, right? And like if it wasn't unplugging, you can just, you know, rewire the plug and plug it back in, just cut it, right? No, but you cannot do it. So as soon as it starts doing this, like going white, that's it. You can throw this whole thing out. Unbelievable. Yep. Dealt. Anyway, from here it's a 5-hour drive to my delivery in Ottawa, or near Ottawa. So it's 5 times 60, roughly 300 miles. And I waited till like about 6 o'clock now, so the traffic subsides in near Toronto, because I gotta go through Toronto. I hated, you know, like going through there, you know, during rush hour. And then when I stop, I'm gonna flip the axle back, because I don't need it in Ontario. I only needed this in Michigan, and I flipped it in at the end of Ohio before entering Michigan. I put it down. So now you see I got 4 axles in the back, and I lifted axle 3. So I don't know, maybe I'll run like this. The consignee is not too far from a freeway, but you know, if I have to go on some local roads, this makes it difficult to navigate, because the truck and trailer gets so long, you know. But this is it. So I'm gonna deliver tomorrow, and then yeah, that was that load. The guy never called me back. That Mack truck or Volvo truck from Ottawa going back to Houston. So I already called a local Kenworth dealer, because I got a bunch of stuff the truck has to get done on it at 15,000 miles, and I'm just past that. So I'm gonna write up a list of things they have to do from the manual. It's like, you know, check tighten U-bolts. I think it needs, they advise to they recommend to replace the differential oil. It's like a bunch of stuff. Check this, check that, tighten this, tighten that, you know, like a regular maintenance. No big deal. But I told them I can give you the truck tomorrow, probably like 10 o'clock at night, because they open till midnight. And I said I can just leave it with you and I'll go to a hotel, or I can bring it, they open at 6, I can bring it at 6 o'clock on Thursday. But I said I want the truck back by the end of Thursday, because I'm already posting my truck as available on Friday, which is June 22nd, because my concern is I gotta find the load before all these big holidays begin, right? Because Independence Day in US, July 4th, and there's Canada Day, July 1st. So there'll be no work for probably like a week, you know, at the end of June, and then the first week of July. So I gotta find a couple of good loads that I can so I can finish the month, you know, strong. And this is it. So stay tuned. We'll post a video once I have my next load. Ciao, take care, пока.